I'm Shannon Shepard. I have 4 kids, Ethan, who's 15, Amy's 5, Sammy's 3, and Colin is 8 months old. And we are really big fans of Kidtown Pediatric Dentists. So my 3-year-old actually had a tongue tie and a lip attachment that was major enough that she couldn't nurse when she was a newborn baby. So when I had Colin 3 years later, I didn't really think there was any kind of problem there because he was nursing fine pretty quick off. But when he was about 6 months old, I noticed that there was some thicker skin under his tongue, and I decided to just mention it to the dentist when we were in there for our kids' just regular 6-month checkup. And Dr. Chad looked at it and said he thought maybe it would be something that we could have Dr. Brett look at and take care of if we needed to. So I made the appointment, and in the meantime talked to a friend that's a speech pathologist that actually said even though the baby's nursing fine, there could be problems down the road, which it would be a lot harder to take care of the tongue tie when he's older than just to get it out of the way while he was a baby. And also in that time, Colin started on solid food, and I noticed he would kind of spit it out different than my other babies had, almost like his tongue wasn't pushing it back like it needed to. After having the procedure done, I noticed that he wasn't spitting up anymore. He spit up more than any of my other babies, and typically a breastfed baby doesn't spit up. So I had talked to our pediatrician about it, and she just said since it wasn't really bothering him that we wouldn't worry about medicating it or anything. But within 48 hours of having the procedure done, the spit up that would happen after pretty much every feeding now is super rare, if any. And then he had started solid foods, like I'd mentioned, not long before we had this done. And once the next time we fed him after we'd had the procedure done, he just swallowed a lot better, wasn't spitting things out like he had. He could take little sips from a straw and swallow it better instead of dripping all down the front of him. I think if I was talking to another mom that said breastfeeding was uncomfortable, even just a little bit uncomfortable, or they had a baby with reflux, or just a little bit worried about that extra skin that might be there, I would say just go in and have Dr. Brett or one of the other dentists look at it, and they can determine if it's enough of a potential problem to remove it. But the whole thing, the recovery, the actual procedure was really short, and it didn't really cost much for money. And I think that the benefits I'm seeing right now were totally worth it. And also knowing that maybe down the road there could be any kind of issues with his speech. This would have been a lot harder if I had a kindergartner dealing with it than a baby that, it was just so quick and easy. But if you do need to have something like this done and it's going to help in the long run, going to Kidtown over the other dentists that I've known of doing this, and even the one I interacted with, I would just definitely pick Kidtown because Dr. Brett and his staff just make you feel so comfortable, and I just know that their support is there. On the goal of this is, to me, doesn't appear to be about getting patients and making money. It was to help my baby with breastfeeding and with any potential issues down the road that he might have had with the tongue being more attached like it was. So having that care, feeling like family, that really meant a lot to me.